Hey guys, so this is another Hutu Summon video, and believe it or not, I already made this video. I even have my throat already screwed over here. But the thing is, it was almost like 40 minutes, but the problem is that it didn't have any sound. I had to change the setting before that. So I'm doing the video again. So why not? Hopefully I can make it shorter this time. So the options, it got deleted. Let's just say like that. So it's Konohana, Naya, and Bubble. So let's just jump right into it. Konohana. I do not recommend to get Konohana. I got her at plus freaking 5, but I have not found a place to actually use her. I mean, every single time I've seen Konohana been used, in certain teams she does survive nicely. But there's so many other heroes that you actually use better. Ali is better. Isadora is better because those heroes actually do something else. Isadora gives 100% defense. Alia gets freaking mana back to the entire freaking team. Konohana protects one of the heroes. So that's not enough, guys. You need a lot more things to do that. And even though I have her at plus 5, I still have not found a good place for her. That is better than other heroes. However, her weapon is the best weapon for her, guaranteed. Because when you get her to plus 5, you'll be able to get this weapon. And she'll receive damage on her own and gain damage on her own every single turn. So she's always going to have 135% mana gain. So that's awesome. But the problem is that heroes like Molly, heroes like Haley, all those heroes are going to... Haley's this one, by the way. Molly is this one, by the way. All these heroes at plus 5 are going to destroy this hero, Konohana. So yeah. That's a big problem. And also with the meta that we have right now is counter meta, and the counter meta is not going to be good for her as well. So I cannot recommend you to get this hero. It doesn't matter which level you get her, even plus freaking 5, I can recommend her. For sure in that case. Now, Naya. Oh my freaking god, Naya. Literally, oh my god, she's the god of the freaking game. Ever since she has been released, people have been wondering when will she be available again, and finally you will be able to summon her again after almost an entire freaking year of getting this freaking hero. If you have been living in a freaking rock, this is one of the most coveted heroes in the entire freaking game. And it's because she has double realms, team and enemy realm heroes. She's the only hero in the entire freaking game that actually activates 2 realms at the same time. So yeah, that is absolutely insane. Also, she stuns. Also, she sucks mana with her realm ability. She also has the ability to actually... At plus 0, by the way, give protection to self and nearby heroes on your team to actually get here we go. Let's see, protection. Protection pretty much means that if you get lower than 50%, you're gonna get back to 50%, and you become immune to damage and all that good stuff for 50%. That is the protection you get right off the bat with her being at plus 0, and not only that. She's able to actually increases inflict fanatic 100%. Yeah, 100% chance. So you got to get her plus 1. That's for sure. After that, she also gives the actual buff for her own faction, Naya Church 45% attack and defense, and blessed round meets and begins. By the way, you had to get her plus 1 to actually play her, but the plus 3 is her sweet spot because you're able to get 100% mana to your yellow team member on the outermost left side to get 100%. So that is a plus 5 ability on her plus 3. So if you can get her to plus 5, get her at least to plus freaking 3, man. This plus 3 is an ability that you only get a plus 5 with Apollo. So yeah, that's really freaking powerful. And last but certainly not least, Mates pretty much multiplies the ability for protection for additional time. In that case, skill becomes immune. So this I very rarely use people using, but this for sure. Sept becomes immune. So let's for FNAF for all in takes it's one take. Oh yes, awesome. So pretty much awesome, awesomeness everywhere. I mean, there is no reason to actually not use this hero in that situation. She has been coveted. She has so many abilities. She has the ability to actually, when she goes off, she gives mana to your entire freaking team as well. And in the meta right now, she has been used a little less. However, even if she's been used a little less, she is the main part of high level players teams that are using the new hero White Dragon Guardian, man. Because the thing is that they always put Naya next to him because she is going to make sure that he revives and survives a lot of the onslaught from Luna or other heroes. And yeah, every single time you're gonna see a good hero, a good team with Gar, it most likely is gonna have Naya right next to him. So he's not the only hero that's gonna take advantage of that. Other heroes that you want to actually survive more on your team, you're gonna put Naya right next to them. So high level play, everybody knows, everybody wants, everybody needs Naya to keep this guy alive, and other heroes that you actually have in your team that you want them to survive and not die quickly. So there's so many heroes out there that you really want that to happen. I mean, there's no joke, guys. In terms of strategy, even if yellow is one of your weak colors, you need Naya on your team. There's no way around it. 2 realms, you don't need 2 heroes to actually get realms on team and enemy. You can just get Naya, you get both at +1. So that's amazing. I say +1 because every single realm here in the entire freaking game needs a +1, so they can actually make this go off right off the bat. Like this is necessary for all realm heroes. And to actually get the Fanatic go off by 100% chance, yeah, you're gonna need that for sure. The only weakness that Naya has that I've actually seen is the use of Nightingale, because every single hero that uses stuns is weak versus Nightingale, simply. But that doesn't mean that you should stop using Naya because there's Nightingales. If you pair her with the frickin' White Dragon, yeah, it doesn't matter if Nightingale's around, the White Dragon's gonna frickin' destroy them. Even if you have Luna, the enemy has a Luna, and the dragon receives a bunch of damage, she'll be able to actually make him revive many times. So yeah, a few dragon breaths away and pretty much the entire enemy team is gone, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, very powerful stuff. Do not lose the opportunity to get Naya again. You may have to wait another year to get Naya. So yeah, not a good idea. And the last one of the reruns is Bubble. Bubble is amazing, absolutely powerful. However, in this meta, she is very, very weak versus counter heroes. Messinket eats her up. Tesseron eats her up very nicely. So that is why she has been used less. However, there has been an uptick of bubbles on defense being used there with this hero next on the team. Jumira does make Bubble pretty much survive the counter onslaught from Messinket and Tesseron, so that is a big upgrade. So in other words, if you plan to use Bubble, you have to have Jumira. And if your main color is green, you most likely are going to use Jumira, already have Jumira. So if you have Jumira, you're able to get Bubble. And the other thing about Bubble is that she is required. If you're going to use her on defense especially, she is required to have her +5. This +5 is no joke. It's very freaking powerful. If you plan to use her on attack, use her +1. +1 is really powerful and actually gives silenced enemies get 60% more damage. That is absolutely insane, and this is the reason why when you fight against Bubble, you notice all of your silence heroes die so much quicker, and this is why, because we're seeing 60% more damage, and that is no joke, guys. Very powerful stuff. Highly recommended. However, as I said before, Bubble needs to have her +5. This +5 is bonkers. If you do not have her +5, don't put her on defense. Every single time I see a Bubble a +5, or anybody else is a Bubble a +5 on defense, they usually avoid her. So yeah, that is power right there. She's not even defending at that very moment, and everybody's just scared of her. So that is power right there. The best fight that you can actually fight is the one that you don't even have to fight it at all. So yeah, Very powerful. Do not underestimate Bubble for sure, guys. Now, our actual options that we have here is Vulpina. Vulpina, she is freaking amazing. Super, super fun to play with. She's fast. She creates stones. She gives power to heroes that already are overpowered. So, yeah, she is highly recommended. +1 required. That's her sweet spot. That's a thing that I like the most about Vulpina. You get her +1 and you're ready to go. And you will love using her for sure. Her ability to actually create it's not blasters, it's chargers. Charger stones on the board, super useful. If you get her to +3, you'll be able to actually cleanse your team over and over again, which is actually useful versus heroes that actually do silence. And other things like fighting versus Terran, that you need to actually remove the Frosted from your team. This is very useful. And if you want to have another upgrade, the +5 is actually really, really powerful as well, which is going to give her and the two heroes that are next to her are going to be immune to control effects. There are silence, stuns, all that amazing stuff. And she worked very, very well with Director N. She worked very, very freaking well with freaking Tesseron. Also, with Dritha. A bunch of heroes that actually do a lot of damage right off the bat. Work very well with her. And yeah, there's a lot of synergy, a lot of things to love about her. And did I mention she is fun? Yeah, she's very fun to play with. Super amazing. And her freaking weapon is absolutely broken. That weapon giving 30% attack to the entire freaking team. And if you're using her, you give 50% attack to the entire freaking team. It's pretty much like giving an attack weapon to every single one of your heroes in your team. I mean, you can't ignore this weapon. If you don't get Vulpina, at least get her weapon. Her weapon is insane. And most likely you're going to have to get Vulpina to actually get her weapon. So yeah, highly recommend that. She is very fun heroes. And when you're playing the game, you got to have fun, guys. You got to have fun. Let's be honest. You got to have fun, man. And last, let's talk about the first impressions, full first impressions of Radiel. Even though I'm late on making this video, I got the footage for Radiel, and it's gonna explain the main reasons of why I think what I think about Radiel. Alright, in general, I do enjoy playing with Radiel. His abilities, let's read it because this is the first impression video. Average speed, unfolds Field of Holy Light, granting self-sacred shroud for up to 4 turns, and deals damage to all enemies equal to 500% of own defense. So Sacred Shroud is pretty much you're going to have Sacred Shroud for 4 freaking turns. Taunts all enemies at 100% damage reflection. Awesome. And 50% defense. Awesome. When each turn begins, deals damage to all enemies equal to 150% of own defense and consumes 20% mana. Remove Sacred Shroud when mana is insufficient. That is key thing. So you don't have any mana, you lose the Shroud in that case. Passive, when casting a skill, grants a 10% shield for every one yellow allied heroes present. So if you put him on yellow team, he's gonna get 50% shields. So 50% shields, a 50% defense. You're not gonna kill this guy really easily, that's for sure. Now let's talk about the problem with this hero. This +1. When battle begins, restores 100% mana, then restores 30% mana each turn for 3 turns. So this is a problem. Because the thing is that there's a lot of players, especially in high-level play, that they have the sleep artifact. And if he's sleeping, he's not going to go off. So he's not going to activate his taunt. So if he's not going to activate his taunt starting the fight, won't be able to protect your team in the beginning of the fight. So that is a huge, huge problem. And he gets differentiated a lot from other taunt heroes, that even though they're sleeping, they're going to activate their taunt right off the bat, and they're going to protect your team starting the fight. This guy will not. If your enemy has a sleep artifact, I repeat, he will not defend your team the first turns. However, when he does go off, when he finally does go off, he does give good protection to the team. Not so much protection versus the counter attack from Messin Cannon, so all that stuff. But I'll talk about that a little later. And pretty much the second ability is when taking Fatal Blow, restores 100% HP, 100% defense, so he's going to do more attack there. immune effects and all that good, a bunch of all other good stuff. He becomes immune to and cleanses and becomes immune to debuffs and all that good stuff. Awesome. So pretty much this ability, you usually see it in the +3, but you're gonna get in the +1. So yeah, this +1 is really freaking powerful for a +1 for sure. +2 is taking 20% less damage from stronger elements, so less damage from purple. Awesome. +3, enhanced sacred shroud. Each turn begins, it automatically inflicts 20% mana overload to all enemies and reduces their mana gain by 30% for 1 turn. This is actually awesome. Probably you may be able to actually combine this. Let me show you the hero. With Insulator over here. Maybe you could actually do that. However, Insulator has been used less and less with this counter meta with Mesoket and Tesseron. But I do like the idea. I do like the idea of both of them working together. That's for sure.
Violation.
In that case. And the +3. Additionally, heal enhanced sacred child when each turn begins. Additionally, heals all allied heroes by 10%. Radiel's mass HP. Nice. And increases their damage to weaker elements and damage to damage reduction against stronger elements to 10% for 3 turns, stacking up to 3 times. Awesome. So this is going to be really freaking powerful when you're actually fighting probably versus bosses, probably in PvE. I don't think this is going to be very useful in PvP unless you're really going to fight versus purples, and purples are usually strong versus yellows, and you're probably not going to want to do that usually. +4, the same as +2. And the +5, check this out. Sacred Child no longer consumes mana. That is a big upgrade right off the bat, because that means that in that situation, the taunt is gonna stay there for a lot longer than usual. During this effect, reduces damage taken by 50%. What? Reduces the mana cost of skills by 60. What? Removes and grants immunity to all effects that render unconscious or unable to cast spell. Replaces active skill with Fist of Justice. That sounds so cool. Fist of Justice deals damage to all enemies equal to 500% of your own defense. Wow. Breaks 50% of total shields and seals 10% of defense from all enemies for 2 turns. Wow. This is freaking awesome, guys. And the thing is that what I like about the most this hero is that he's yellow, and there's 2 heroes in the game that with the realms, this guy is able to get 100% mana back, as he'll be able to go off over and over and over in that case. As long as those realms are active and he gets the mana, you'll be able to activate his taunt like indefinitely over and over and over again. So what are you gonna do after that? I mean, obviously your counterattack team, maybe you'll actually want to add this hero to your yellow team, Ymira, because Ymira is gonna help you out with the counters.
That is the
Attack heroes in that case. So that could be awesome. That could be very freaking useful. He's not going to be very useful versus a freaking dragon, because dragon attacks everybody, not just him. But still, it would be really awesome to actually have him around in a yellow team. However, let's get back to reality. The +1, as I said, is a very huge weakness. Most of the top level players do have. So as I said, I do have the footage. So in this fight, I'm going to show off why in the beginning of the fight, Silence Artifact is no bueno for him, because he's not protecting the team in general in that situation. So, and yeah. So a lot of things happen, so keep an eye, because it's 2 fights. The first fight, not so good for me, and the second fight, oof, a lot of fireworks there. Check it out.
I give you my all.
team.
Under the moonlight. Ride the waves and perish under the moonlight. In Naya's name. I give you my all. No, perish under the moonlight.
Initializing.
No one survives the storm. Let's ride the waves and chase the wind.
So, since he's not able to protect your team starting the fight, there is a case for, let's be honest. If the developers fix this and make it like Silphris' ability for him to just go off automatically starting the fight, just like Silphris does, and that way he activates his taunt, perfect. This guy becomes a must-have hero. However, since he has this weakness, this terrible weakness, that means that if he's sleeping, he's not going to protect your team. And it would be better to just use another taunt hero like Mildred, Lubu, frickin' Tarot is frickin' amazing. Yeah. Since there's 3 options that are better than him, and this is not working, for now I'm going to say that this guy is not a must-have hero. However, if the developers change this +1 and makes it like Silphris does when she goes off automatically and he activates his taunt just like that, that will make him a must-have hero. For sure. For sure. So if you really want Radiel to get better, I recommend you to go to Discord and put on some messages and and thumbs up and all that good stuff on feedback, the feedback channel in Discord, to get the developers to maybe fix the +1, or at least make them immune to sleep from artifacts or something. Because if he's not gonna defend your team in the beginning of the fight, just like all the other taunt heroes in the game. So for now, he is not a must-have. But if the developers fix this +1, he is a must-have hero, guys. That is my first impressions of Radiel. Now, out of all these heroes, which one is my #1 option for you to get and summon? I mean, there is no competition, man.
I defend
Naya all day, man. I mean, at +1, she will take the spot of 2 heroes that are giving realms. Defense, or team realm and enemy realm. So you're only going to need 1 hero to do that. And +1, you got that. You got that covered. So, yeah. Very powerful. Gives mana. I mean, let's play this whole thing. Just get Naya. And if you're able to get Naya at +5, get her at +5. If you're able to get her to +3, get her to +3. However, you are required to get her at +1. Her sweet spot is +3, but I highly recommend you get her +5. Even if yellow is your weakest color, Naya will overperform for sure, guys. Do not sleep on Naya. People have been saving ever since last year to get her, and yeah, this is the time to get her. Do not Do not lose this opportunity, guys, for sure. Option number 2 out of all these options, I mean, honestly, I'm just going to go out and say it. Vulpina +1 is a very, very solid hero to have. And the best thing about her, which I love the most, is that her sweet spot is the +1. The +1, you get it to +1 and you're ready to go on the attack. Super awesome, super powerful. If you plan to use her on defense, get her +3, because that +3 and be able to be immune to 5 and revive 5 freaking times, that is freaking insane. And yeah, for sure. And if you want to go for broke, sure, this +5 is amazing. Immunity to debuffs is really super powerful. First, immunity to control effect is super freaking powerful. And while you're at it, even if you don't get Vulpina, get her weapon. I don't know how you gotta get her weapon. Get her weapon. Just get her weapon. This weapon is insane. And her grabbing it at +3 on defense is insane because he's gonna get 50% attack to the entire freaking team. I mean, that is disgusting. There's a lot to love about her, and she's a fast hero. I mean, there is no downside of using Vulpina, and she's very fun. Very, very fun, guys. Now, I'm going to give you a third option this time, and the third option will be the good old Bubble. But the weakness of Bubble, the biggest downside of Bubble is yet for her to actually be scary and people will not want to attack you on defense, you got to get her +5. That's the thing. If your main color is green, you got to get Bubble to +5. There's no way around it, and you have to have this hero, Jumira, to actually use her and be able to survive this counter meta. Get Jumira, if your main color is green, you most likely already have Jumira, and definitely get Bubble. Bubble +5 is still very scary, and with Jumira, she is able to overperform versus Messinket, Tessera, and all that good stuff. So yeah, very highly recommended to get Bubble. Oh my god, my throat is killing me. Remember, guys, this is the second time I'm doing this video. My throat is dying here. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please leave it in the comments and we'll talk about it. All right, thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.